Sometimes book hauls don't come easy. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Sometimes the universe just doesn't want you to have books. This will happen. In every collector's life, you'll come back empty. You'll go to a bookstore or a thrift shop and you'll just walk away empty-handed and empty-hearted. And it's gonna happen, but sometimes the universe really sends very strong signals about what you should or shouldn't do, and maybe that today's not your day to buy. And you should just listen to the universe when you see those signs. I'll walk you through a few of the signs that I came across recently, but I still insisted to go to these thrift shops, and it didn't really turn out the way I would say would be a successful book haul. So let's check in with the Magic Duff Bucket and see what he thinks of this book haul, which I'm about to share with you. What do you think of it, Magic Duff Bucket? Kentucky Coffee Barrel Stout. Okay. Well, previously, the only Kentucky Barrel Stouts I've had were ones that were in bourbon barrels. So is this brewed in a coffee barrel? Because I don't like those bourbon brews. I think they mix the flavors. So over the last couple days, I went to a total of 5 thrift shops and half-price bookstores, used bookstores, looking for books. Because somebody, I think it was Megan, she shared on my Facebook page her book haul, and I got really jealous. She got Hannibal Rising. She had some cool books. And so I had the fever. And I'm like, the only thing I can do is go look. So I went out and looked. 5 places. It's kind of a bust when you consider what I'm about to show you is great. But overall, okay, so this is the Kentucky Coffee Barrel Stout. Okay, that is good. That's good. It's not like mind-blowing awesome. I was bracing myself. This is pretty good. Pretty good. Not as creamy as I like, but what can you do? What can you do? So why don't you go check these bookstores out with me? I'll take you there. Can you kick in for the gas? Gas got kind of expensive lately, so maybe just toss a couple bucks my way. Pretty cool. I don't know. Worth grabbing. If Greg lies, why do we want to buy books he's written? So did you have fun at Salvation Army? Yeah, that place was kind of a bust. It did net something that I'll show you, and I'm very happy about it. But I think when I look at these book haul videos, I expect to give you at least 5 books. 3 or 5 books. 3 to 5 is what I want to show you for all this effort. So that was okay. So I left there and I went to a half-price books in Countryside. So check that out. They got this signed, I assume, Joe Hill, Full Throttle. I have it at home. They're asking $75. I think that's a little high. And then a Farewell to Arms. I think this is a story about a guy who gets double amputation. It's a joke. It's supposed to be a joke. They have the CD edition of Gone Girl for $200. It's a lovely edition. I had the unsigned one. I sold it. And here's one thing I don't get. They have these incredible signed editions, fine binding editions, all this stuff, and yet it is right next to the window where all the sunlight comes in. Not the best place for collectible editions. Still nothing for McCabe except Karn. So what you didn't see at that half-price books was a guy getting arrested. I was in there, and the manager was on the phone with the popo, and he was talking to him, and he was saying, yeah, there's a belligerent customer who won't leave my staff alone. He's being belligerent. He's being abusive, and I need him removed from my store. And then he goes on to describe the guy, so I peek around the corner. He's looking right at the guy. He's looking at he goes, he's a middle-aged man with short hair. He's wearing a mask, and he described the clothing the guy's wearing, while the guy's standing there just looking at him, not saying a word. There were no raised voices. And he's like, yes, okay, all right. And he hangs up the phone. And then he looks at the man that he just reported to the police and said, so what was the name on your order? It was the bizarrest thing. I'm like, what? He goes, so what's your name on the order? And the guy's like, I told you, the books are there, they're paid for. He goes, if I can't get a name, then I can't give you the books. And the guy's like, well, then just cancel my order and give me my money. And then it went like that for just a few seconds, but I'm even louder than these two were. They were like having a polite library conversation. And they were both wearing masks, so you couldn't really, and they were just muted voices. So then this is a suburb, right? So this is in the suburbs. This is countryside, Illinois. So they don't have a lot of action, right? So they got to send all their officers there. 3 squads pull up. And it's like they pull up like they can't park. Like they go on a diagonal and they're blocking everything and they roll out like they're about to take out a bank robber or something. And there were like 3 squads and maybe 6 officers talking to this man inside the store. And they get him to go outside. and they're having a polite little chat with him out there. They're like, oh, so do you get your books or what? What's the problem? I'm like, this is what you got to do? There's like, the world's burning down. Anyway, I guess that's the kind of arguments you're going to get from book collectors. So, but that was a bust. So I had to leave there and go somewhere else. So I thought, the half-price books in there was pretty good, so maybe I'll go to the one in Orland and check that out. So I drove all the way to Orland from countryside, and the one in Orland, the power was out. So the universe is like, Jeff, you're not going to half-price books today. You got what you got from the Salvation Army, now just go home. Call it a day. So I did, and I woke up furious. And then I went to Savers. This was my wife's suggestion, Savers Thrift Superstore. We'll see how super it is. I'll be the judge of that.
Well, I hope they have 4 books worth buying. Oh, look, it's my unofficial biography, Thugalicious.
So that was my first time at Savers, and they actually have a pretty good selection there. I filmed the one end was their fiction section, and I thought that's all they had. And then I went around the other end. On the other end, they had a literature section. Literature. Because they're going to sell literature. And then sci-fi and mystery and thriller. That was kind of cool. I didn't expect to have that much differentiation. Usually these thrift shops just say hardcover, softcover, and that's it. And that's the only. And then fiction and nonfiction is usually the level of categorization that takes place. But this place actually did a pretty decent job, and I got something, and I'll show it to you. I promise. But just go to one more place with me. I went back after Savers. I went to Half Price Books in Orland, and with my fingers crossed that the power would be on. And the power was on, but the universe still wanted to deny me a book.
I am a huge Coen Brothers fan, and here is a Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Is it the screenplay? I have no idea. But that was a blast to watch on Netflix. I recommend it. And this is cool, 50 bucks, almost a must buy. I really want a copy of The Talisman, but almost all of them are faded like that. I've not yet to find one that's in great shape.
So that's how that went. So that's the net total of my 2 days of book hauling. And so what did I get? I mean, you got to be curious by now. What did I come away with? 2 books. But they're good books. They're good books. I wouldn't have posted this video if it was nothing. So the first thing I got was Little Star by the author of Let the Right One In, which was awesome. And his short story, there was a short story I read, I think in Shining in the Dark. It was some anthology that was really good. So I liked that one a lot too. So this I was very happy to find, a paper hardcover first edition, $6 at Salvation Army. Yeah, Salvation Army, you're getting a little silly with your thrift prices. But it's a hardcover in pretty good condition by an author I really want to read. Corners are fine. Paper looks good. You know, there might be a little ding here and there, but, you know, it's a thrift shop. So I got a very nice reading copy from an author I like. That's one. That's one book. Very happy to have, though. And the second one was an author I've never read, but a bunch of people were begging Suntup to do this book. So it has to be good. And that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. It's her debut novel. It sounds very intriguing. This is a copy in really nice condition. Even has so there's no dust jacket. Well, there is a dust jacket, but it's cool. It's just like this vellum or this see-through plastic cover, and it's all in really good shape. So I picked this up for like $3.99. That was at Savers. So in all my journeys, those 3 half-price books visits netted 0, big fat 0. Nothing from there. And then Salvation Army and Savers came through. So I'm looking forward. Comment below if you've ever read this. I don't know what to expect. Really cool. Anyway, that's it. That's this book haul. Kind of a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work hunting down these books, but it's a thrill. I'm not gonna lie. It's a thrill of the hunt, you know. I gotta find another used bookstore. I didn't really like Bookies. Maybe I'll go there again. There's a chain. There's a few locations, but I've got to find a nice independent bookstore to throw into the mix that I could go to every now and then. If I was in Tennessee, we'd be doing McKay videos all day long. But we're not there yet, so we'll make do with this. Thanks for watching. Share your greatest thrift stories in the comments. I love hearing those. And it just makes, you want to go out and keep hunting because you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you found that. I'm going to find that. I know I'm going to find it. And then you go out there, you're like, you're like an itchy guy needing a fix. Just need a page turner, man. Just one good page turner. Just one good page turner, man. Just come through for me. Come through for me, universe. Stay frosty. Be sure to come back to the channel tomorrow. I'm going to pull someone's name out of the magic duff bucket, and they're going to get a copy of Westlake Soul. So just tune into that live stream of Go Jeff Your Shelf. And, until then, before you could watch another video or subscribe to the channel yourself and get a fix. And then tune in live with me and chat. Let's chat it up.